Imagine if every earthquake on Earth happened on the very same day. The San Andreas in California, the cracks under the Himalayas, the deep ones under the Pacific Ocean, and even the small hidden ones we never notice, all breaking apart at the exact same time. What would happen to our planet if every single earthquake struck together without warning? Could people survive this kind of chaos? Or would Earth itself fall apart right before our eyes? Let's take a journey into this terrifying idea and see what it would mean. You wake up one morning, maybe stretch, maybe check your phone, when suddenly the ground under your bed begins to move. At first it feels like a normal shake, but then the shaking grows stronger and stronger until it feels like the world itself is twisting. You think it's just your city or your country, but then the news breaks the truth. Earthquakes are happening everywhere. Not in one place, not in a few countries, but across entire continents, across oceans, across the whole planet at the same time. Within seconds, skyscrapers in Los Angeles bend and collapse like toys. Bridges in Japan snap apart, and entire villages in Nepal crumble as the Himalayas roar with power. This is not one earthquake. It's all earthquakes, all faults and all cracks in Earth's crust breaking open at once, and there is nowhere to run. Normally, Earth has about 500,000 earthquakes each year. Most are so small that we never feel them. Some are strong enough to shake cities, and a few are powerful enough to destroy lives. But now imagine every single one of those 500,000 quakes happening within just 24 hours. That much energy is equal to billions of nuclear bombs exploding underground at the same time. Do you think any city, no matter how advanced, could survive that? Right away, chaos spreads across the planet. Power lines fall like broken threads. Water pipes burst, gas lines explode, and fires sweep through crowded neighborhoods with no way to stop them. Airports twist apart, runways split into pieces, trains derail, highways crumble, and communication towers fall one by one. In a single day, humanity is pushed back into survival mode with no power, no safety, and no connection to the outside world. But the oceans bring even worse destruction. Massive quakes deep under the sea shake the ocean floor and send giant tsunamis racing across the water. These waves are taller than skyscrapers, moving faster than cars, crashing into coasts with unstoppable force. Cities like Tokyo, San Francisco, and Sydney vanish underwater in minutes. Millions of people barely have seconds to react, and many never get the chance. On land, the Earth itself begins to break apart. The Rift Valley in Africa rips open wider, the Andes Mountains in South America move suddenly, and the ring of fire around the Pacific shakes in every direction. Imagine mountains groaning like living giants, valleys tearing apart, and entire cities bouncing on a planet that won't stop shaking. The sound alone is terrifying. Endless thunder and roaring coming from deep inside the Earth. And it doesn't stop with just one round of shaking. Aftershocks keep coming again and again, each one powerful enough to destroy more buildings. One fault triggers another, which triggers another, and the cycle never ends. The Earth convulses for hours, maybe even days, refusing to be still. Could you even stay on your feet in a world that never stops moving? In only 24 hours, the death toll reaches tens of millions. Entire nations are silenced, governments fall apart, and rescue teams are powerless to respond. With every road, airport, and harbor destroyed, no food or help can be sent. Families are left alone, trying to survive in broken cities without shelter or hope. But the disaster goes beyond falling buildings. Smoke, dust, and ash rise high into the sky, covering the atmosphere. Sunlight weakens, crops wither in the fields, and food begins to run out. As if that's not enough, the shaking also wakes up sleeping volcanoes. Magma bursts through the earth, and black ash clouds block the sun even more, turning day into a dark gray night. Over time, even the shape of Earth begins to change. The tectonic plates that usually move slowly, almost invisibly, shift violently all at once. Entire coastlines sink into the sea, new mountains rise suddenly, and huge pieces of land disappear underwater forever. The world map we know today would be gone, replaced by a planet we would barely recognize. Could anyone survive in this new world? Maybe a few small groups, far from fault lines and big cities, hidden in deserts or deep forests. But even there, survival would be almost impossible. No electricity, no clean water, no medicine, and no communication with the outside world. Life would depend only on luck and instinct. Do you think you could last in a world like this? And here's something even scarier. If all earthquakes hit on the same day, the sudden shift of Earth's crust could change the way the planet spins. The mass moving around could tilt Earth's axis or change the length of days by tiny but dangerous amounts. Weather patterns would shift wildly, seasons could change, and safe fertile land could turn into desert or frozen wasteland. The disaster would not just be one day. Its effects would last for hundreds of years. Humanity might try to rebuild, but the world would never feel the same again. Generations in the future would live among ruins and broken monuments. They would tell stories about the day the earth shook everywhere at once, passing it down as legend. Some would believe it was punishment from above. Others would see it as a warning from nature itself. Either way, it would be remembered as the day history changed forever. And still, there's something strangely powerful in imagining it. Earth has always been alive, always moving, always restless. Most of the time we don't feel it, because the energy is spread out over years and centuries. But what if one day that illusion of safety broke? What if the Earth decided to release all of its hidden power in one single moment? Would it still feel like our home? Maybe this what-if scenario is more than just a scary story. Maybe it's a reminder that we live on a fragile planet spinning in space, where the ground under our feet is never truly safe. Every city we build, every road we drive on, every tall tower we design, depends on a crust that is always moving, always ready to shift. The real lesson might be humility, to respect the earth beneath us because it can change everything in a heartbeat. So what do you think? If all earthquakes happened on the same day, would humans find a way to survive? Or would we vanish like one more forgotten story in Earth's history? Would people come together to rebuild? Or would survival tear us apart? Could technology save us? Or would it all break down in the first hour? These are questions with no clear answer, but they remind us how fragile we really are. Imagine living in a world where every building is cracked, every road is broken, and every coastline is moved. Imagine trying to send a message but no phone, no internet, no satellite survives. Imagine being cut off from the rest of the world, not knowing who else is still alive. That would be the reality of a planet where all earthquakes happen at once. Imagine children growing up years later, playing among ruins of cities that once touched the sky. Imagine people farming on land that used to be underwater, or living in mountains that rose in a single day. For them, the disaster would not just be history, it would shape their entire lives. And maybe, in some strange way, life would go on. People are survivors, and even in the darkest times, small groups might rebuild. They would adapt, change, and create a new way of living on a planet forever changed. But the memory of that one terrible day would never be forgotten. Imagine looking up at the stars and realizing that Earth, our safe home, is not as safe as we thought. Imagine knowing that the ground can betray us at any time. Maybe we would finally understand how small we are compared to the power of nature. Maybe we would learn respect. Respect for the planet, respect for the land, respect for the forces that keep us alive and can take it all away in a moment. Because every second we stand on Earth, we are standing on a restless giant that never truly sleeps. So the question remains, if all earthquakes happened on the same day, would it be the end of humanity, or just the beginning of a new way of life? Could we adapt to a world we don't recognize, or would we fade into memory like so many species before us? The truth is, we may never know, and maybe that's the most frightening part. What we can do is think, imagine, and prepare, even in small ways, for the power of Earth itself. And if this story shook your mind, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more amazing what-if ideas, and join me next time as we keep asking the biggest question of all. What if?